I wanted to go through this with y'all. I know this is a little bit more in the weeds here, but this representation of stratospheric polar vortex, valid the 31st, right? Which is today, okay? And well, yesterday. And this shows the two different. I know this doesn't fit on the screen that well. That's better. All right, so anyway. 0 degrees and 90 degrees. So this is from the 0 degree perspective right now on the top here, and this is 12 hours out, etc. You see the whole polar vortex is stretched pretty far to the south here into the northern hemisphere, right? Let's see what happens over time. Retreats back to the north. All right. This is 4th February. And then it stretches out again some, right? And look what happens here towards the end of this. You have a almost looks like two large tornadoes, right? But the polar vortex is totally split right here, which is between 1200 Kelvin and down to the surface, really. So this evolution is kind of interesting, and if we look at it from the perspective of 90 degrees, right? Move this through time again. See how it stretches out, and eventually you're at the end of the run here, right? So he switches back to the 0 degree. See how the bottom of it and the lower part of the atmosphere pushes down to the east here. Pretty interesting evolution here. And maybe another shallow part of the vortex splitting off here. So what does this tell us? It looks like that, wherever this sets up, we could have potentially very unsettled weather and cold weather. And this is around the 11th of February, right? So pretty interesting thing here. I'm still learning some about this, but we talk about the polar vortex and it becoming elongated or split. I don't remember ever seeing this on a plot like this before, so I want to show you all this because I thought it was pretty interesting here. This is another way to look at it. The centroid latitude is these dots in the middle. The vortex area percent of northern hemisphere is down here with this 10%, depending on the vertical profile pressure. Of course, 1 HPA is way up there. 150 is close to the surface, right? So anyway, this is a GFS rendering of this, right? Vortex area percent of northern hemisphere, about 10%. See how it splits here, right? But you have two different centroids here. Right? It's just a very interesting evolution of this. Even though you have a small percentage of the vortex, you have one here and one here. And the different layers in the atmosphere denote the different colors, right? We saw that on the vertical profile, right? So what I'm going to do is also go over the what it would look like at the surface and how that would impact our weather here.